How to Spot a Liar in Just One Letter. My name is Bart Baggett. I write books on handwriting analysis and solve million-dollar forgery cases. I've always found it fascinating that handwriting analysis and the people that invented it 100 years ago isolated personality traits such as secretive and lying and introvert, extrovert, all down to single strokes of the pen. And so there's one stroke that I've come back to over the last 30 years, and I've found it to be true 99% of the time. And like I said, everything has some exceptions, and there's a lot of nuances. But if the letter O has two loops at the top and crosses in the middle, that person can't be trusted. What? Now, I know you're all going to go look at your writing and make sure you're not, listen, you know if you're a liar. You know if lying is easier than telling the truth. But it's different than being evasive. It's different than being recalcitrant. It's different than, not telling, being secretive. Those are all different versions of the truth. But actually looking someone dead in the eye and say, I did not do that. That's just lying. I remember the first time I saw this, it was a friend in college. I must have been 18 years old. And I just didn't understand. I read it in the books. And I was like, this is so weird. And as we found out, his family didn't own the biggest turkey farm. And his family didn't invent the piano. He was so weird. He kept telling these stories about how he, invented the Frito-Lay chip. And it was so odd. And we found he didn't. So it was like he wanted to be liked. So interesting about lying is, I'm going to go a little deeper here. Yes, it's one of those things you'll look for if you're a woman in a man's handwriting, man and a woman. And by the way, if they don't have the loop, it doesn't mean they can't lie. It's not either or. It's either if you have it and it's in your physiology and it's coming out your brain, then you're definitely going to choose to say something other than the truth because it's easier for your ego, because you have learned probably as a child that if you tell the whole truth, you get punished. So just think about it a little bit. We think lying is bad, truth is good, but most of us never tell the truth all the time. Honey, do I look fat in this dress? Guys, if you tell the truth, you're in big trouble. You never look fat. What are you talking about? I mean, there's got to be diplomacy, but we're talking about actually choosing to look your parents in the eye and say, I did not eat the chocolate bar. That is the kind of lying we're talking about. And of course, as a child, if you lie and then get beaten, then you probably learn not to lie. But if you're a child and you tell the truth and you got to be, and then you get beaten, and if you tell the truth, then you get grounded, you learn that telling the truth does not get you what you want. And so if you're in an abusive relationship, you're constantly knowing that not only I can't tell the truth, I can't even imply that something happened because I'll get in trouble. So there's a lot of sort of nuances with why people choose to lie. And it's basically a defense mechanism to protect the unconscious mind. Here's the problem. If you had the worst childhood ever, let's say you were just terribly, terribly living with these parents and all kinds of horrible things, when you're 18, you're out, but you still have the psychological damage of when you were younger. So you still choose to lie when the truth is better. So on the screen, some samples of the lying loop. There's also some samples of other kinds of loops. The A and the O are very interesting. You could have secretive, you could have self-deceit, you could have talkative, you could openness. It's a little bit more nuanced than this short video can go into, but the O has many, many ways. I'm only talking about a lowercase loop in cursive, where the O is got a loop on the entry loop, a loop on the X, and crosses over. The loop on the entry loop on the exit loop, and crosses over. That is your damn liar, and stay away from it. Hey, hit like and subscribe if you like more content of psychology. We go into psychology and why people do what they do. We go into forensics, we go into crime. And more importantly, we just talk about you. How can your life be a little bit better? My name is Bart Baggett. I founded Handwriting University, and I'm a professional forensic handwriting expert. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.